It's that time of year. It's time to think about if you're going to be attending a Suzuki Institute this summer. Today we're going to talk about what to expect and why it can be so motivational to go to summer camp. This is Adventures in Suzuki Parenting. Hi, I'm Jody St. Clair, and I create videos to conquer challenges with practice tips and making a great experience of your practice at home. Before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe and like so that you can get practice tips every week. I would love to hear if you've been to an institute before and what your favorite ones are in the comments below. I have been to a few myself, and it's always a fantastic experience of sharing ideas with families and teachers and getting just inspired over the week. What is a Suzuki Institute? It's different than your typical day camp because this is a chance for you and your child to go to camp together. You are going to be going and observing classes with them, and it's such a fantastic opportunity to really watch your child grow a lot over the course of the week. My students come back and they are always inspired by what they learn at Institute and really are ready to go back. So I always tell that to new parents who are unsure about going to an institute. If you are lucky enough to have one in your community, it's great to support it. They really need the support from their local communities. But it's also really great to travel a little bit. Maybe there's one in a town nearby or in a state over that you can go and attend. And most of the time they have accommodations as part of the package, or you can think of maybe if you have family living somewhere you would want to go visit and make it a little bit a part of your vacation as well, to see somebody maybe you haven't seen for a while. I'm going to talk a little bit what is at most institutes, but they are all a little bit different. So look into whichever institute you're going to be going to and just kind of inquire and see what is offered. First thing that I often hear from parents as they're considering institute for the first time, and especially if their children are young, is it just sounds very intense. And as if we were going to kind of put them in this very rigorous schedule. Every Suzuki teacher is trained to know what early children are really ready for. And so while it says, that you're going to be part of a master class and part of group class and part of like an extra curricular kind of class, and that might be music and movement or fiddle or something else. The length of the classes, the amount of time, the amount of information you'll be getting will be appropriate for your child's age. If you have questions, talk to your teacher about it. They've probably had students go to those institutes, and if they aren't sure, you can always contact the institute themselves and just kind of inquire, or maybe ask to be paired up with a family who's been before, and you can ask them kind of what to expect. The master classes, usually your child gets a short amount of time, so they get 10 to 15 minutes, so maybe 20 if they're a little bit older, where they're just playing a little bit of their piece, one piece usually the whole week, and they're going to get a chance to really master some skills on those. It's such a great chance because, we try to do that in the lessons too, and we are always pushing for that, but sometimes it just doesn't quite get there, or you just aren't seeing your teacher every day. And so seeing a teacher and having that short lesson every week can really push something to having a whole nother level of mastery that's a little harder to achieve just seeing a teacher once a week. During the other times, your child will be doing some observation while the other children are taking their turns. Again, it's usually a time period that's very age appropriate. And then they get to do fun things like group class, music and movement, fiddle, orchestra, and that just kind of depends on each institute. As you get older, they might be things like theory or composition. So you just kind of look around and see what's being offered at the institute. That's the additional class. To wrap up, I just want to conclude with how important the Suzuki Institute experience can be for motivation and the long-term journey that your musical education is about. It can lead to a greater sense of ownership. It can create lasting memories. And these are the things that really make it worthwhile to include in your summer plans. In the links below, you'll see a link to the Suzuki Association of America so that you can look up what different summer camps are going on in your area. They have a full list and interactive map on the website. And I hope you have a great summer experience, and I can't wait to hear what your favorite camps are in the comments below. Thank you for joining me in this musical parenting journey. Happy practicing.